In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize authentication in Identity Server 4. Instead of using this add in-memory users, which hardcodes a bunch of users, I'm going to show you how to authenticate using the database. First, in the configuration folder, create a class called myUser. In the myUser class, we'll have two properties. One is the username, another is the password. Next, we're going to create a class called myUserManager in the configuration folder. This class has three major functions which can be used for authentication and getting claims. I'm going to copy paste some code, but this is essentially the template which you will use to get a user from the database, check the user from the database, and get claims. Let me quickly fix the namespaces. Here you want to use the system security.claims namespace. So you will notice here I still use a hard-coded set of users just to simplify the whole example. But you can easily get this user from the database. Just use your DB context class and get the user. And then for check password, if you have some kind of a hashing function, here is how you will implement it. Just implement a myPasswordHasher class and a method, and then you can verify the password. This is where you would add your claims. You can also get these claims from the database. It's really up to you. But in this example, I'm just going to use a hard-coded set of users, and this will demonstrate the myUserManager part. Next, we are going to create a class called ResourceOwnerPasswordValidator. This class will inherit from an interface called iResourcePasswordValidator, which we get from the Identity Server 4.validation namespace. Here we basically need to implement one function called validate async. I'm going to copy paste some code just to illustrate how it works. Essentially, this is the class which is called through Identity Server 4 validation pipeline, and validate async is what we will have to implement. And since we already implemented myUserManager earlier, we're just going to use that to actually find the user by name and then check password using the userManager class we created before. The last class we will need to create is called the ProfileService. This class also inherits from the interface called ProfileService, which we get from the Identity for Server 4.services namespace. Here are the two major methods we need to implement to illustrate the point. Once again, I'm going to copy paste some code, fix the namespaces. Here, basically, the get profile data async is getting the subject and then basically adding some claims to the request. One more namespace to fix. And then this is just a private method which get profile data async is calling, so that our custom claims can be added here. You can add whatever you want here. The last change we have to make is in the startup.cs. So here we get rid of the in-memory users, the hard-coded in-memory users, and then just add these two lines, which basically say whenever the pipeline asks for an interface of ResourceOwnerPasswordValidator, give this the concrete class. And similarly, when the pipeline asks for ProfileService, give this concrete class. Just gonna quickly fix the namespaces. And that's it. We should be ready to go. Now we are ready to test the whole authentication. Now let's build the solution to see if it works. Seems like the build succeeded, so we are ready to go. Just like in the first video, we're going to use Postman to test this. Once we open up Postman, let me run the project. Okay, we are running at port 50334. So we have that test set up already. So let me see if that works. That obviously will not work, because if you remember in the first video, the password I used is Alice and Alice, which comes from the users class. But now I actually changed up the password for now. In the user manager, if you see the hard-coded Alice is actually the password is bunny11. So let me update the request and let's see if that whole pipeline is kicking in. Excellent. So once again, we have the access token, which expires in 3600 seconds and is type bearer token. In the next video, I will show you how to consume this Identity Server 4 in a client application. My name is Sunil Ravalapalli. Thanks for watching.